dailies this morning. And we start off with the Standard, where the headline is Uhuru-Ruto proxy wars intensify. Now, the DP insists that graft war is political and says that the DCI head George Kinoti has no mandate to probe economic crimes, even as Uhuru and Raila allies dare him to quit Jubilee ahead of the 2022 polls. So, the war on graft again taking political angles, and with the deputy president saying that this is no longer just a war on corruption, but the DCI is even going into areas that he ought not to. Whether from a legal perspective, yes, is that accurate?
No, that's not accurate. The DCI has a full mandate actually to do the investigations and to carry out. The EACC does not have the powers. They are called what? Instruments of coercion. Instruments through which you coerce people. It is the DCI. And the Constitution, I think there's a specific section that gives it to him to do it. EACC is just a specialized wing where you have special knowledge to get into these other things. Otherwise, criminal investigations has been put into the hands of the DCI. So there, I think my good Deputy President, Dr. William Ruto, may have gotten wrong advice from some of the lawyers around him, and therefore he's made a wrong statement. But looking at it, I think it is very wrong for such statements to come from the Deputy President against the President. That does not look very well. Although I think also the DCI seems to be doing a good job and also doing a bit of politics. And that makes it very, very dangerous.
In what regard do you see the DCI doing politics?
The drama that they used to arrest people, the drama, I keep on saying the drama, Kamata Friday, arrest everybody, and then they seem, corruption is all over. It's like I've said, it's like adultery. There are those who have desired, there are those who have done it, there are those who have given policemen 100 shillings, there are those who have given eaten dams, and there are also those who are eating KQ, there are those who want to eat JKIA. So it seems, I think they know each other inside there. They know each other, the Deputy President knows, and the President, they know who is eating where.
Who is eating where?
So they are saying, you seem to be just looking my side. Why can't you look all the sides and arrest people? That's the part that you can say somebody is playing politics.
All right. Senator, your thoughts on Ruto's sentiments that the DCI is treading or going above his mandate?
The legal mandate that has been given to the EACC to conduct investigation concerning corruption is not exclusionary. Other bodies which are competent to investigate crime generally, they do have the same powers also to investigate corruption. So therefore, I think DCI is legally correct to conduct an investigation in those crimes. In fact, there has always been a school of thought. Why was the EACC created from ab initio, from the original? Because strictly speaking, the police have that legal mandate to continue investigating such corruption.
Continue doing that.
I think the idea was probably you have a standalone institution that is insulated probably from corruption. But then again, when you have a situation where DCI becomes a competent entity, nothing stops DCI from proceeding to prosecute and arrest people in all kinds of crimes, including
all right.
corruption.
Then why do you feel that then the Deputy President would make such a misguided statement, given that I'm sure he has qualified and very able lawyers around him?
Deputy President did not raise a legalistic question. If I am correct, I think the people who raised the legalistic issues were some senators, some members of parliament. They're the one who took a legalistic point of view. I think for him, he was complaining about to what he perceives to be politicization of the war against corruption generally. I think the same statement I would imagine would apply if at all the investigations were still being carried out by EACC. I would imagine, I'm not so sure.
Okay. Whether your thoughts on the war on graft being politicized and the danger of having that done, because the DCI has a job to do. Yes. And like it has been said before, corruption fights back. But yes, sometimes it becomes difficult to draw the line yes, as to whether corruption is fighting back or it is politicians trying to play and use the current, as it were, to get political mileage.
I think corruption fights back, but let me repeat. The DCI is doing a fine job, if you ask me. It is only that it is concentrated in certain areas. I think that's what these people are complaining about. And when they are saying, look at you are looking at the dam, you are just looking in my house. You are looking in my house. Look at other houses too. That is what they are saying. For instance, I would agree to an extent. There was a Ruaraka land somewhere where money was lost. That went under the table. There is the dust, the rush to take over JKI by KQ. A very fallacious way of doing things. And those are things. But if you look at it, I think if you look at the people under the heat, their ministers allied to the deputy president. You go to Kenya Power, you go to Energy, you go to the dams, you go to all this. And when you look at the people, it is his team, because the president's team, the ones that the president is leading, and the deputy president's team. So I think Brother Kinoti has pitched tent in this. And these people are feeling the heat. So the only way you fight back is to say, why us too much? This is politics. Otherwise, they are not telling us that there was no money which was lost in the dam, or the dams are there, or all these things. So I think we encourage Kinoti. What I don't understand is where the war that Honorable Raila has put so much against the deputy president. You really don't understand. Is it war against corruption, or there's something at the end? But the deputy president, I urge him to read from the same side with the president, and the president should read from the same script with his deputy before they give leeway to their new suitor, and much leeway that is causing so much discomfort. Otherwise, the fight against corruption is
it's going on.
Yes.
Well, right. Just to mention that
yes,
I disagree with the insinuation that the fight is targeted. I say that because when you look at the names of the people who have been taken to court, vast majority of them do not even come from Rift Valley. Huge number of them come from central Kenya. I say that because I know people from Murang'a County who have been caught up in that way, and we are not complaining. For instance, NYS 1, NYS 2, and their suspects currently in court regarding the same scandals were full of people from central Kenya. So the idea that DCI and maybe even DPP have put a 10